Now, before we get into more intricate things, I want to go through a couple of different ways that you can build something like this. Like, let's say we want to do something that's, say, like a grid, because this looks like complete garbage. This is just trash. Now, I'm pretty sure I have a grid here still. Yeah, grid thing. Okay, grid thing. Okay, but I kind of want to change that anyway. So you typically wouldn't want to do something like this on the screen type of thing. Like, it doesn't make any difference really. So, but let's just get rid of that. Let's just go over here. And what you would want to do is you want to make sure you make a variable, initialize it. So we'll say grid, right? And we'll make it into blank. What the hell is with the? We'll just say it equals nothing at this point. Now we're going to run through this process. And then after we run through this process, this if then else statement, these checks, we put things in there. After that, still in this area, just to keep it a little cleaner, or keep it a little bit more together, we're going to then do what we did before. We're going to fetch that. So we want to say that get stuff equals con, and we're going to say, wait, it's already been, right, so it's inserted, so let's go equal, get out of here. We'll say query, actually let's prepare it first. Select all from testing. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you wanted to, you could say order by, and then you could do descending order, ascending order. You can say order by, let's order it by username. And this way I'll put it in alphabetical order based on username. Okay, do that. And I guess because I didn't execute, I didn't indent it. No, don't do that. Don't ever do that. Why are you doing that? Keep my spaces. And then we go fetch stuff equals get stuff, fetch all. All right. And then we are going to here, we want to do this. We want to make this a grid. So we want to go to make it, yeah, we'll make a div. Then we'll go grid heading. And we'll do an H2 entries in the table. We'll do this. And then here, what was that? Then here we'll go div equals new grid. Why are you doing that? This thing's acting weird. And now it's time to build what's in here. Okay? So we have the fetch stuff, get fetch. So the way we do that, we're going to use this grid variable that we just initialized. And the way we do that is when you want to add text together, when you want to string text together in a certain manner, what you would do is we say for each, and it was fetch stuff as fs. And now what we're going to do, I kind of want to have like a header. Yeah, we can do that. That's not a problem. So we go new grid, and then we'll say class equals new grid line, and we'll say username, and then we'll say new grid line. we'll say text place. Again, you don't have to name it this. You could do whatever you want. This is just flying out of my head. And now, when we want to do our for each, now we can go grid, and what we'll do is dot equals, and that we can put in there div class equals new grid line, and then we go fs username, and we close out the div, open up another one, new grid line, and then again, as I mentioned before in the last video, FDSFS text place. As I mentioned in the last video, you don't want to use quotes here because it will quote out the $, the variable. But now what we've done is we've built this variable. Now you can also go like this. You can also stop it here, go like that, and then go grid dot equals, and then do it again. It's fine. It's just going to keep loading it up anyway. But now we can then go down here and we can just echo out grid. And the reason is because this has now just been made into a very long string. We haven't actually done anything with grids yet. So as you can see, it's just username text. It's just all going to be like listed down this way. But if we were to take, but as you can see, you get the whole thing. And again, we can print R it. Hold on. Well, no, it's not a variable. Well, no. It's not an array, I was going to say. But I mean, why print R it? This is what it looks like. But let me see if I can remember. Okay, so let's go down here. Let's put it up here so I can see it. So I said, let's say, well, first I want to get this thing centered. And that is, I called this grid heading. Right, so let's put this whole thing in a div. The grid, I'll call it the grid, and then we'll just do this. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to kind of, and if this thing would indent better, hold on, let me just go like this, 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 this. Whoops. Right, oh yeah, because this is, okay. Just so you can get a better idea with where everything is. This is not indenting correctly. So as you can see, now you can kind of get a better idea where everything is. But the grid, we want to center it. So let's go the grid, and we'll give it a width of 800 pixels, and we'll say margin 0 auto. And let's do a margin top. 20 pixels. So then that puts it dead center. I don't know why I gotta do this. Puts it dead center. And then we'll go grid heading. Pretty sure that's what I called it, right? Yeah, grid heading. And we'll say text align. Center, padding 5 pixels, border, we'll give the whole thing a border, and we'll do 2 pixels solid black, just for fun. And now what you have is, you have that, well actually I wanted that to be the heading. Did I not close that out? I did not close that out, so they close out your divs. Let's new grid, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. And there you go, and then there's that. And now new grid will do the same thing. we'll say border to pick solid black, and then we'll do display grid, and we'll go grid gap, 5 pixels. We'll go grid template columns, auto, and let's keep it like that. See how it pans out. Okay, so that's not bad. I mean, the only thing is I have this here, and I want this to be down here. So we don't want a grid. We only want 2 columns. There we go, that's better. Okay, so now we can go, so now the grid is done, so we can go new grid line. And we can go text align center. And we can go font family Arial. I thought I did this for the whole thing. I don't know why it's. And we can say font size. We could say 16. Let me see if I can do a border there too. I think it's gonna look like complete dog shit though. Solid black. It might be all warped and everything. Nah, that looks like shit. Anyway, so like you could do that, you can make a table, whatever, but like I said, not here. That probably would work if I didn't put padding in it. The grid heading is fine. What about a new grid? What about the grid? I didn't put any padding in that. Oh, whatever. I'm not worrying about CSS right now. But you have this now. And as you can see, it's in alphabetical order based on the username. And again, you can say order by text place, right? And now it's ordered by this text place. You can say order by ascending, which means that it goes in. You know why? Because I don't have. Yeah, it's an access violation. I don't have a date time, so we can't do ascending. Ascending and descending is based on the time, since we didn't put a time in there, which you always should. It doesn't come up like that, so we'll just go username. But we'll do another table, and we'll have times in there so that we can do it in ascending order. But there you have it, and that's one way you can do it. And if we add another username in here, like give it to me, and then we put text as like, hey, this is text, baby. You know, it'll pop up, and it'll be, oh, it's too big. That's what she said. Oh. Oh. You won't let, oh, that's right, you won't let space in there either. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at this check. It then pops up here. See that? We just went through our checks. Good. Security. I like it. It comes up here, comes up alphabetically. That's the thing with computers. You don't have to worry about them trying to figure things out. They're already programmed to do so. So that's what I wanted to show you again. Because as we move forward, we're going to be doing that a lot. Whenever you want to put like a certain bit of HTML and CSS or whatever in any kind of looped fetch, always initialize a variable, and then you can add lines of text with a dot and an equals. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to do that next with numbers, and we're going to have dates, and I'll show you ascending and descending order. I'll see you then.